Girlfriend bragged about hooking up with 3 guys on spring break. To her friends while I listened through the wall, but when the pregnancy test came back positive and none of the 3 answered her calls, she tried to baby trap me instead. This happened 18 months ago, but I'm finally ready to share. Some might think I went too far at the end, but honestly, she had it coming. I 31 male, senior software engineer at a fintech startup in Austin, pulling $180,000 plus equity. Got my shit together. Nice house, BMW, solid investments. That's what attracted Sophia. We met on Bumble 2.5 years ago. She was 28, hot as hell, and claimed to be a marketing consultant. Translation: did social media for local businesses and made maybe $1,200 on good months. First red flag was our first date. When the check came, she just smiled and said, "Thank you for dinner," like I was expected to pay. Sophia was gorgeous. 5 feet 6 inches, perfect fake blonde, killer body, always looked Instagram ready because that was literally her full-time job. She gradually moved into my place without discussion, and I started covering everything. $2,800 rent, utilities, groceries, entertainment. Her contribution? Occasionally buying coffee. Her Instagram obsession was insane. 8,000 fake followers, spending hours taking 50 photos to post one, constantly building her brand to become a major influencer. Meanwhile, I'm funding her lifestyle. New iPhone? $1,200. Skincare routine? $400 per month. Weekend trips? Always my credit card. When I'd suggest she contribute more, she'd guilt trip me. Real men want to provide for their woman. She treated my friends and family like shit, thought she was better than everyone, and hated when I'd hang with the guys. Christmas broke me. I bought her a $2,500 Cartier bracelet. Her reaction? "Oh, it's beautiful." I was kind of hoping for the necklace to match, though. No thank you. Just immediately wanting more. By February, I felt like an ATM with a dick attached. But the sex was great. She talked about our future, and I figured maybe this was normal for high-maintenance girls. Then came the spring break announcement. "Babe!" She bounced into my office. "Me and the girls are going to Tulum. It's going to be amazing." The girls were Ashley and Madison, equally vapid, broke wannabe influencers who treated me like Sophia's personal bank. "That sounds expensive," I said. "Only $3,200 per person for the resort package?" I already put down $800 on my credit card, but it's maxed out. I just need $2,400 more. Plus maybe $1,000 spending money. Almost $4,000 for her to get drunk on a beach with her freeloading friends. "This is my last chance to have fun before we get serious," she manipulated. "All the girls are going, and I'll look like such a loser if I can't come because my boyfriend won't help me." Against every instinct, I transferred $3,500 to her account. Told myself it was an investment in our relationship. 3 weeks of her obsessing over bikinis, buying new resort wear, my credit card again, talking about how epic it would be. I had no idea just how epic it would actually turn out to be. The 2 weeks before Sophia's trip were weird. She was more excited than I'd ever seen her about anything, including our relationship. Every conversation was about Tulum. The resort, beach clubs, boat parties like they were life-changing experiences. "Look at this infinity pool," she'd say, shoving her phone in my face. "And these cocktails. The presentation is amazing." What bugged me was how she talked about it. Not, "I'm excited to relax," but "This is perfect for my Instagram. I bet I can gain 2,000 followers from this trip alone." She spent $1,200 on clothes for 7 fucking days. 3 bikinis at $150 each. Cover-ups, sundresses, a new suitcase because her old one wasn't cute enough for photos. When I saw the credit card statement, I nearly lost it. "Sophia, you spent more on clothes than most people spend on entire vacations." "Baby, you don't understand. This isn't just a vacation, it's an investment in my brand. I need to look perfect in every photo. This could change everything for me." Her brand, right. 8,000 followers who liked photos of her ass in yoga pants. The week before, she kept talking about feeling free and living her best life. Started saying I was too serious and needed to learn to have more fun. Thursday night, Ashley and Madison came over to plan. I was in my office but could hear them drinking wine and getting louder. "I can't wait to be away from boring adult responsibilities," Sophia said. "Right? I love Brad, but sometimes I need to feel young and wild again," Madison replied. Poor Brad was probably paying for her trip too. "What happens in Tulum stays in Tulum." Ashley laughed and they all squealed. That phrase stuck with me. Something about how they said it felt off, like they were planning more than just drinking and tanning. Friday night was our last evening together. I suggested dinner out. She wanted to stay in for face masks to prep her skin for photos. She was distracted all night, giggling at group chat messages. When I tried initiating sex, she was too excited to focus. Saturday morning at the airport, she barely talked except to stress about packing enough outfits. Quick goodbye kiss. Try not to work too much while I'm gone. I sat in the car watching her skip toward security with her pink suitcases, feeling something wasn't right. The communication pattern was telling. Saturday. Landed. This place is gorgeous. Miss you already. Sunday. Beach day with the girls. This resort is incredible. Monday. Boat party today. Wish you were here. Tuesday. Spa day. So relaxing. Wednesday. Nothing until 11 p.m. Sorry, babe. No signal most of the day. Thursday. Can't believe it's almost over. Best week ever. Messages got shorter and less frequent each day. When I tried FaceTiming Wednesday night, she declined. At dinner with the girls, bad signal. But her Instagram story showed her at a packed beach club with loud music. Didn't look like dinner. Her Instagram told a different story, though. Pictures every few hours. Posing by pools, holding drinks, dancing at clubs. She looked incredible. Getting exactly the comments she wanted. Goddess! Living your best life. What struck me was all the random people in backgrounds. Groups of guys, other guests, people at bars. For someone supposedly just relaxing with girlfriends, she was around a lot of other people. Friday. Barely any communication. Just last day. So sad to leave. See you tomorrow. Saturday afternoon, flight confirmation came but no message from her. I waited 2 hours. Want me to pick you up? Getting Uber with the girls. Home soon? Can't wait to see you. She walked in at 8 p.m., tanned and glowing. But something was different. Distant. Distracted. Like her mind was still in Mexico. Hey, baby. Quick hug. I missed you. Already pulling away, checking her phone. How was the trip? Amazing. Really amazing. I'm exhausted, though. Catch up tomorrow? Just want to shower and crash. She disappeared for an hour, then straight to bed without another word. Sunday, she slept until noon, seemed more like herself but still off, acting the part of being my girlfriend instead of actually being it. The girls want to come over tonight for wine and go through photos. Is that okay? Sure. Maybe hearing about the trip would explain her strange behavior. I had no idea I was about to hear exactly why she was acting different. And it wasn't going to be what I expected. Sunday evening, Ashley and Madison showed up with wine and phones full of photos. I was in my office working on code for a Monday deadline, but our open floor plan meant I could hear everything from the living room. At first, it was normal post-vacation chatter, complaining about flights, missing the resort, reviewing photos, standard girl trip stuff. I tuned it out. Then, the conversation shifted, and I heard something that made me stop typing. Sophia, I still can't believe you actually went through with it, Ashley said, voice lower but still audible. Girl, you were absolutely wild this week, Madison added. I've never seen you like that. Sophia laughed, a sound I'd never heard from her before. Confident, almost bragging. What can I say? Sometimes you just have to live a little. 3 different guys in 5 days, though? You're insane, Ashley said. My blood went cold. 3 guys? What the fuck? Logan on the first night was definitely the hottest, Sophia said, and my hands started shaking. That body? The way he looked at me dancing at the beach club, I knew I had to have him. This wasn't happening. But Carlos was so sweet, Madison chimed in. The way he serenaded you at that tiki bar? So romantic, right? And then we went back to his villa, and Sophia trailed off into giggles. Let's just say Mexican men really know what they're doing. I felt like I was going to throw up. What about the third guy? Ashley asked. Oh, Miguel, the yacht party guy. Older, maybe mid-30s, had this whole mysterious businessman vibe. Took me on his private yacht, and we watched the sunrise after, well, you know, more giggling, more wine glasses clinking, more of my heart breaking with every word. I can't believe how bold you were, Madison said. Look, what Ethan doesn't know won't hurt him, Sophia replied, and hearing my name made everything worse. He thinks I was just drinking cocktails and taking selfies with you guys, which is exactly what I want him to think. But don't you feel bad? You've been together 2 years, Ashley said. Please. Ethan is safe, stable, has money, he'll probably propose soon, but he's boring as hell. This was my last chance to feel alive before I have to settle down and play housewife. She was talking about our relationship like a prison sentence. Plus, it's not like it meant anything. It was just vacation fun. Logan, Carlos, Miguel, just hot guys looking for a good time. Ethan's the one I'm building a future with. Does he suspect anything? Madison asked. Are you kidding? He's completely clueless. Probably spent the week playing video games and working. I just said it was amazing and so much fun. Men are so easy to fool when they trust you. That line hit me like a punch to the stomach. Speaking of photos, make sure you don't post any with the guys visible. Ethan follows both of you. Already deleted them, Madison said. Yeah, same. Your secret's safe. They were covering their tracks. This was calculated, planned. I closed my laptop, stood up, walked into the living room. 3 faces turned to look at me. Sophia went white as a sheet. Hey, I said, keeping my voice level. Ashley, Madison, I think you should leave. Oh, hey, Ethan, Ashley said nervously. We were just... Now. They grabbed their purses and practically ran for the door. Sophia stood up slowly. Baby, what's wrong? You look upset. Upset? No, I'm curious. Tell me about Logan. Her face went from white to green. Logan? I don't know what... The hot guy from the first night. The beach club. You said he had a great body. Ethan, What about Carlos? The romantic one who serenaded you? Please, let me explain. And Miguel. The mysterious businessman with the yacht. You watched the sunrise together after you fucked him? She started crying. The manipulative kind whenever she was caught. It didn't mean anything. I was drunk. It was just vacation. Just vacation fun, right? Your last chance to feel alive before settling down with boring old me? She realized I'd heard everything. Ethan, please. You have to understand. I love you. Those guys were nothing. Pack your shit and get out. You can't be serious. Over some meaningless hookups. 3 meaningless hookups. In 5 days. While I paid for your little adventure. The tears stopped. The real Sophia came out. Fine. You want to throw away 2 years over nothing? You'll never find anyone better than me. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. You have 2 hours to pack and get out. After that, I'm calling the cops. It took 3 hours. She screamed the entire time about how I was ruining her life and going to regret this forever. Called me every name in the book. Said I was pathetic, and no wonder she had to find real men in Mexico. Her final words, you'll come crawling back within a week. You need me more than I need you. I changed the locks the next morning. Blocked her on everything. For 3 weeks, I felt like a weight had been lifted. No more constant spending, attitude, walking on eggshells around someone who saw me as a wallet with legs. I thought it was over. I thought I was free. Then she called with news that changed everything. 3 weeks of peace. 3 weeks of having my house, money, and sanity back. I'd been working out, hanging with neglected friends, even went on a few dates. Life was good. Tuesday afternoon, my phone rang. Unknown number. Ethan? Sophia's voice was shaky, different than I'd ever heard it. Please don't hang up. What do you want, Sophia? I need to see you. It's important. We have nothing to talk about. I'm pregnant. The words hit me like a freight train. I did quick math. 3 weeks since I kicked her out. Plus the Mexico week. We'd had sex maybe once before her trip, with protection. Congratulations. Hope one of your Mexican boyfriends is excited to be a daddy. That's just it. She started crying. I've been trying to reach them. Logan's number goes straight to voicemail. Carlos blocked me on Instagram. And Miguel? I only knew his first name. Of course. She'd fucked 3 strangers and couldn't even contact them. Not my problem. Ethan, please. The timing. It could be yours. We were together right before I left. Once. With protection. Before you spent a week fucking half of Mexico. Please just listen. I'm scared. I don't have insurance. I can't afford this on my own. And there it was. Money. Always about money with her. You should have thought about that before cheating. It was a mistake. I was drunk and stupid and I regret it. But this baby, this could be our baby. Number, this is your baby with one of your vacation flings. Get a paternity test and go after them for child support. I hung up. She called back from different numbers. Her mom's, sister's, borrowed phones. I didn't answer. Then the text messages started. The baby is yours. The timing matches. You can't abandon your own child. What kind of man does that? I'll prove it's yours. Then you'll pay child support for 18 years anyway. That last one pissed me off enough to respond, prove it then. DNA test. Until then, leave me alone. I called my lawyer the next day. David Martinez had handled my house purchase. Straight shooter, no bullshit. If she claims paternity, demand a test, he said. Don't sign anything, don't give her money, don't acknowledge responsibility until you have scientific proof. 2 days later, Sophia escalated. She showed up at my office. Our small fintech company downtown. Maybe 30 employees. Sophia waltzed into the lobby like she owned the place. I'm his girlfriend, she told our receptionist. It's an emergency. I could see her through the glass walls. Designer purse, full makeup, acting like the victim in some movie. Tell her I'm in meetings all day and ask her to leave. When politely asked to leave, Sophia's response was to start crying loudly in our lobby. He's the father of my baby, and he's abandoning us, she wailed. What kind of man does that to the woman he loves? Every head turned. My coworkers stared. My boss came out to see the commotion. Security finally escorted her out, but not before she shouted, "You can't hide from your responsibilities forever, Ethan. This baby deserves a father." My boss called me into his office immediately. I showed him the screenshots about the 3 Mexican guys. Jesus Christ. She cheated with 3 guys and claims you're the father? That's the situation. I'm handling it through my lawyer. Then came the family pressure campaign. Sophia's mom, Linda, called. She told me about the pregnancy, about your disagreement over paternity. Did she tell you about the 3 guys she fucked in Mexico? Long silence. She said that was just exaggeration. Girl talk. Linda, I heard her describe them in detail. Names, locations, what they did. She wasn't making it up. More calls followed. Her sister, friends, even a cousin I'd met once. All saying I needed to step up and be a man. Then came the social media campaign. Sophia posted on Instagram about deadbeat men who abandon pregnant women. Be careful not to use my name, but obvious to anyone who knew us. Some boys never become men, even when faced with consequences. Going through this alone because he chose his pride over his family. The comments were exactly what she wanted. You're so strong. Real men take responsibility. My phone blew up with messages from mutual friends. I had my response ready. She cheated with 3 different guys on vacation and bragged about it. The baby could be anyone's. Thursday night, things got really fucking crazy. Working late around 9 p.m., my doorbell rang. Ring camera showed Sophia and her sister Rachel holding ultrasound photos. I didn't answer. They stood there 30 minutes. Rachel pounding while Sophia cried dramatically, holding photos up to the camera. Open up, Ethan! You can't hide forever. This is your baby. Please, Sophia sobbed. I just want to show you the ultrasound. This is our baby. I called the cops. They left before police arrived, but not before Sophia screamed for neighbors to hear. I'll prove it's yours. Then you'll pay child support for 18 years. Friday morning, I got served. She was suing for paternity and child support. Perfect, my lawyer said. Now we can demand a court-ordered DNA test. She can't refuse if she wants support. The test was scheduled for Monday. Sophia had to pay $2,000 up front. But over the weekend, something unexpected happened. Message from an unknown number. Hey man, this is Logan from Tulum. Some crazy chick has been blowing up my Instagram claiming I got her pregnant. I'm engaged to be married, bro. Please tell her to stop contacting me. I couldn't help but laugh. I forwarded it to my lawyer and replied, Sorry, man. She tried the same thing with me. Good luck. Monday couldn't come fast enough. Time to end this shit once and for all. Monday morning at the clinic, Sophia looked like hell. No makeup, messy ponytail, sweatpants. Her mom, Linda, and sister, Rachel, flanked her like bodyguards. She wouldn't make eye contact with me. The test was simple. Blood draw from her, cheek swab from me. 10 minutes total. Results in 3 to 5 business days. Linda cornered me in the parking lot. When this proves you're the father, I hope you'll do the right thing. We'll see what the test says, Rachel scoffed. You're gonna look like such an asshole when it comes back positive. Meanwhile, Sophia's social media campaign ramped up. She posted the ultrasound. 8 weeks along and doing this alone because some people choose selfishness over family. She started a GoFundMe titled, Single Mother Abandoned by Baby's Father. Pure manipulation. I'm 8 weeks pregnant and the father has chosen to abandon us, rather than take responsibility. I'm uninsured and struggling to afford prenatal care. She raised $4,200 in 3 days. People donated based on her sob story, comments full of support. You're so brave. Real men step up. The father will regret this. Wednesday afternoon, David called. I have the results. You sitting down? Just tell me. 0% probability of paternity. You are definitively not the father. The relief was overwhelming. Her lawyer withdrew the case within hours. The desperate calls started immediately. Sophia. The test is wrong. Labs make mistakes. Linda. Those tests give false negatives. Rachel. This is bullshit. You probably bribed the lab. I ignored them all. Instead, I posted a screenshot of the DNA results showing 0% probability. Science doesn't lie. Hope she finds the real father soon. My phone exploded. The same people calling me a deadbeat were now sliding into my DMs. I knew something was off. She really tried to trap you. You dodged a bullet. The best message came from Ashley. Oh my God, Ethan, I'm so sorry. I tried to tell her not to lie about paternity, but she was convinced she could convince you. She literally has no idea which guy is the real father. She's completely freaking out trying to track them down. Social media reaction was brutal. GoFundMe donors demanded refunds. You lied to us. This is fraud. GoFundMe shut down her campaign within 24 hours, refunding everyone, but she'd already spent $1,500. Her followers dropped from 8,000 to 4,000. Comments turned savage. Scammer, baby trapper, pathological liar. But the real karma was just starting. Logan's fiancée Jennifer found out about everything and lost her mind. She hired a lawyer threatening defamation suits, contacted Logan's employer about his conduct during the company Mexico trip. Logan got fired. Engagement ended. Life imploded. Desperate, Logan demanded Sophia take a paternity test to clear his name. Plot twist. Logan wasn't the father either. That left Carlos and Miguel. Sophia spent days tracking them through social media. She found Carlos's Instagram and messaged about the pregnancy. His response? Who is this? I don't remember you. Brutal, but probably true. Miguel was impossible to find. She only knew his first name and his yacht claims. By Friday, Sophia was spiraling. Social media private, GoFundMe shut down, influencer career over, no idea who the real father was. But I wasn't done yet. Sophia always thought she was smarter than everyone, could manipulate her way through life without consequences. It was time to teach her about consequences. And I had the perfect plan. By this point, most people would probably think Sophia had been punished enough. Public humiliation, lost income, family embarrassment, no idea who her baby daddy actually was. But I wasn't most people. And she hadn't just cheated on me. She'd tried to destroy my life with a false paternity claim. See, here's what most people didn't know about me. I wasn't just some software engineer who wrote code and collected a paycheck. I'd been at my startup since almost the beginning, and my equity stake was about to become very valuable. We were in talks with Google for an acquisition that would net me close to $3.2 million in the next 6 months. More importantly, I had connections. Tech industry, finance, marketing, legal. When you're good at what you do and you make people money, they remember you. And sometimes they're willing to do you favors. Sophia's little marketing consultant business was about to learn what real marketing looked like. First, I called my buddy Marcus, who ran a digital marketing agency, told him the whole story, and asked if he could help make sure Sophia's professional reputation matched her personal one. Dude, that's fucking insane, he said. She tried to baby trap you? With false paternity? Complete with social media manipulation and fraud? I've got all the screenshots. Send me everything. Her business name, social media handles, client list if you have it. Let me work some magic. Within a week, if you Googled Sophia Chen Marketing Austin, yeah, I'm changing her name but keeping the concept, the first 3 results were news articles Marcus had planted about social media scammer exposed and local marketing consultants fraud scandal. All completely factual, all completely legal, all completely devastating to any future business prospects. Her 2 remaining clients dropped her immediately. Apparently, they didn't want to be associated with someone who committed GoFundMe fraud and false paternity claims. Next, I leveraged my connections in the rental market. Austin's not that big of a city when you're in tech, and property managers talk to each other. I made sure that when Sophia inevitably tried to rent her own apartment again, her background check would include some interesting additional information. Not illegal, not defamatory, just thorough. But the real masterpiece was what happened with her family's finances. See, Sophia's dad Robert worked as a loan officer at a mid-sized bank. Solid job, decent income, but nothing spectacular. During our relationship, Sophia had mentioned that her parents were refinancing their house to access some equity for home improvements. I happened to know someone at that bank. My college roommate Jake worked in their risk management department. We'd stayed close over the years, and I'd actually helped his company solve some cybersecurity issues a few months earlier. So when Jake mentioned over beers that there was some paperwork delay with a refinancing application for someone named Robert Chen, I expressed concern about the family's financial stability given their daughter's recent legal troubles and fraud allegations. You know, I said, someone who raised a kid willing to commit GoFundMe fraud might have some ethical issues themselves. Might be worth a closer look at the application. Jake did his due diligence. Completely legal, completely by the book. But when you're looking for reasons to deny a loan, you can usually find them. The refinancing got rejected, no new kitchen remodel, no financial cushion, no safety net for supporting their unemployed pregnant daughter. Meanwhile, I was making sure that anyone in our social circle knew exactly what Sophia had tried to do. Not in a vindictive way, just sharing facts when asked. The DNA test results, the screenshots of her admitting to cheating, the evidence of GoFundMe fraud. Word travels fast in Austin's young professional scene, especially when it's this juicy. By December, Sophia had become essentially unemployable in her field. Couldn't get clients, couldn't get freelance work, couldn't even get hired as a regular employee because background checks kept turning up the fraud allegations. Her parents were struggling financially without the refinancing they'd counted on. Linda had to pick up extra shifts at her nursing job. Robert was looking for a second job to make ends meet. The pregnancy was progressing, and Sophia still had no idea who the father was. She'd managed to track down Carlos's full name and location, but when she contacted him about a paternity test, he told her to fuck off and threatened to get a restraining order if she contacted him again. Miguel remained a ghost. Ashley told me that Sophia had spent hundreds of dollars trying to find him through private investigator services and genealogy websites, but Miguel with a yacht in Tulum wasn't exactly specific enough to go on. Christmas came and went without any contact from her. I spent it with my family in Houston, enjoying my first drama-free holiday in 2 years. Then, in January, my revenge reached its final, perfect conclusion, and it all started with a phone call I never expected to receive. January 15th, 7:43 p.m. I was at home watching Netflix when my phone rang. Unknown number, but I was expecting a call from a potential client, so I answered. Ethan? The voice was shaky, desperate. It took me a second to recognize it. Linda, Sophia's mom. Hello, Linda. Please don't hang up. I know you don't owe us anything after what Sophia did, but I'm begging you, we need help. This was interesting. What kind of help? Sophia had the baby, a little girl. Beautiful, healthy, but she doesn't know who the father is. She's been trying to contact those men from Mexico, but her voice broke. Carlos threatened legal action. Miguel is like a ghost, and now she's talking about giving the baby up for adoption because she can't afford to raise her. The baby was here. Sophia's grand plan had resulted in a child she couldn't identify the father of and couldn't afford to keep. I'm sorry to hear that, Linda, but I'm not sure how this involves me. The adoption agency. They're asking for medical history from the father, family background. Sophia can't provide any of that because she doesn't know who. Linda was crying now. These adoption people are asking questions she can't answer. Still not my problem. But you have resources, connections. You work in tech. You could help us find Miguel, or track down Carlos's real information, or... She was grasping at straws. Let me get this straight. Sophia cheated on me with 3 guys, tried to convince me I was the father of some stranger's baby, committed fraud, attempted to destroy my reputation, and now you want me to help her? She knows she fucked up, Ethan. She knows she destroyed everything. But this innocent baby shouldn't suffer because of her mistakes. Here it was. The moment I'd been waiting for. Time to drive the knife home. You're right, Linda. The baby shouldn't suffer, which is why I'm going to make you an offer. An offer? I'll use my connections to track down Miguel and Carlos. I'll even pay for proper paternity tests to identify the real father. All of it. Oh my God, Ethan, that's so generous. I don't know how to thank you. I'm not finished. In exchange, I want something from Sophia. Anything. What do you need? I want her to make a public social media post. Instagram, Facebook, everywhere she ever claimed I abandoned my pregnant girlfriend. I want her to admit she lied. I want her to admit she cheated with multiple men and tried to pin someone else's baby on me. I want her to apologize publicly for the fraud, the lies, and the attempted manipulation. Full confession, no half measures, no excuses. Long silence. I'll have to ask her. You do that. And Linda? Let her know that this offer expires in 24 hours. After that, she's on her own with the adoption agency's questions. I hung up and poured myself a scotch. 24 hours to see how desperate they really were. The call came back 18 hours later. Sophia herself this time. Ethan. Her voice was small, defeated. Nothing like the confident woman who'd bragged about cheating on me. Hello, Sophia. Your mom said you might have something to say to me. I need your help. I know I don't deserve it, but I'll do it. The social media posts. I'll tell everyone the truth about what I did. Everything. No leaving out details to make yourself look better. Everything. And I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, Ethan. You were good to me, and I threw it all away for some meaningless vacation sex. I tried to ruin your life to cover up my own mistakes. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I'm sorry. It was the first genuine thing I'd heard from her in years. Send me the draft posts before you publish them. If they're acceptable, I'll start working on finding your baby's actual father. 2 hours later, she sent me screenshots of 3 different posts. One for Instagram, one for Facebook, one for Twitter. They were comprehensive. She admitted to cheating with multiple partners, lying about paternity, committing GoFundMe fraud, and attempting to trap an innocent man into supporting another man's child. She tagged me in all of them and publicly apologized for trying to destroy a good man's reputation to cover up my own mistakes. The posts went live that evening. The comments were immediate and brutal. Holy shit, you actually admitted it! I can't believe you tried to baby trap someone. This is why nobody trusts women anymore. At least you finally told the truth? Too little, too late. My phone started buzzing with messages from people who'd seen the posts. Some supportive, some just wanting gossip. I ignored all of them. I kept my end of the bargain. It took my connections about 3 days to track down Miguel's real information. Turned out he wasn't some mysterious yacht owner. He was a middle manager at a resort who had access to day charters and told tourists he owned boats to impress them. Miguel agreed to a paternity test, probably figuring it was better to know for sure than spend his life wondering. Carlos was harder to pin down, but some strategic pressure through mutual contacts convinced him to cooperate. Results came back 2 weeks later. Miguel was the father. Sofia immediately hit him up for child support. His response was to hire a lawyer and demand she prove he'd committed any crime by having consensual sex with an adult woman who lied about being single. Since she couldn't prove anything beyond a consensual hookup, and since he lived in Mexico while she lived in Texas, good luck getting any meaningful support. The baby girl ended up being adopted by a nice family in San Antonio. Closed adoption, so that was the end of that story. But the real victory was watching the long-term consequences play out. Sofia never recovered professionally. The public confession posts meant that any Google search of her name turned up articles about her fraud and manipulation. She eventually moved to Portland and took a job at a call center under her middle name. Her parents' marriage didn't survive the financial strain and family drama. Robert filed for divorce 6 months later, citing Linda's enabling of their daughter's destructive behavior as a contributing factor. Ashley and Madison, her former partners in crime, completely cut her off. They wanted nothing to do with someone who'd become such a public embarrassment. As for me, the startup acquisition went through in March. I'm now worth about $4.1 million on paper, plus my salary. Bought a bigger house in the hills with a view of the lake. Started dating again, women who have their own careers and don't need me to fund their lifestyle. I ran into Sofia exactly once, about 8 months later, at a coffee shop downtown. She looked older, tired, working class in a way she never had before. Our eyes met for a second. She looked away immediately and left without ordering.